This is a multiple choice Algebra 1 Regent question from the January 2015 Regent. When factored completely, the expression p to the fourth minus 81 is equivalent to, and there are four answer choices. The first thing we always want to do when we have a factoring question is see is there a GCF. In this case, there is no GCF. The second thing we always want to do is check, is there the difference of two perfect squares? And there is. P to the fourth is a perfect square, 81 is a perfect square, and they're separated by a minus sign. So, the difference of two perfect squares, our question is p to the fourth minus 81 is equal to, take the square root of the first term, the square root of p to the fourth is p squared. We add to that the square root of the second term, the square root of 81 is 9. Then we take the square, we multiply that by the square root of the first term, the square root of p to the fourth is p squared. And we subtract from that the square root of the second term, which is the square root of 81, which is 9. Are we finished? What a lot of people might do is choose choice 1 and move on to question number 23. But that would be incorrect and you would not get credit for this question. How come? The question is asking, when factored completely, is this factored completely? P squared plus 9 times p squared minus 9. It is not factored completely because p squared minus 9 is the difference of two perfect squares. P squared plus 9 is not, because that's a sum, not a difference, but p squared minus 9, p squared is a perfect square, 9 is a perfect square, and it's a difference. So we have to continue to simplify this. P squared minus 9 can be further simplified. The square root of p squared is p, do the square root of the first term, plus the square root of the second term, the square root of 9 is 3. Multiply that by the square root of the first term, which is p, minus the square root of the second term, the square root of 9 is 3. And we don't want to forget to bring down p squared plus 9, p squared plus 9. And this would be our answer, and this is choice 3. Notice that there's nothing else that we can simplify here. There's no GCF. We already did the difference of two perfect squares twice. There are no more difference of two perfect squares here. We can't do reverse FOIL. We can't do factoring by grouping, and this is the answer.